Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 7. I believe we're in the the third match of Week 3. We have the Mpanda Empanadas versus, I believe, what's this other? Swagosaurus squad. Coming in first map of Busan. I believe the Swagosaurus squad is currently 2-0. The Empandas, I think, are 2-0 too. So we're gonna see which. Okay, sorry, Swagosaurus are 1-1. We're gonna see if the Empanadas here can keep their winning streak here, going 3-0 into week 4, as we're going to see both teams coming out.
I like
We
seeing
are,
the Torben from Dong Wagler here.
yeah, we are going to see the Torb Lucio Curie here in favor of the Empanadas. Or no, the Spegosaurus are on the left side, Empanadas are on the right side. But we're going to see the Hazard Soj Widowmaker coming out from the Empanadas. What are your thoughts on that?
I like the Widowmaker. Oh no, onto Tracer now? Yeah, this is a more confident. I see more often, and I like it personally. Sigma on the other side. I think that can do well. See
Interesting.
Fatal taking a little flank positioning here near the Mega.
Yeah, it's going to go very interesting. Right now, they're kind of neutral, and you do see OK's is kind of split from his backline, though. Hazard, it could be a go button, but it looks like they're stabling on the side of Drum. Point is still unlocking. 5 seconds left until they start going, as both teams are just kind of neutral and seeing which one does first.
Probably looking to set up a dive here.
Yeah, point opens up. We do see Lian Kuata get rocked, goes to 1 HP and gets picked by OK's and Dongwaggler on the flank. Point is still not flipped for either team as Wiggle Higgles harassing the Kiri, and Sonic Rana gets Suzu in both CDs fours. Riddle gets the pick on a Voyager and Dong gets Sonic. This is heavily in favor for the Swagosaurus squad, as they're going to clean up with Riddle getting Paradox and Dong on Fatal.
That was greatly played by
Swagosaurus squad.
Swagosaurus squad. Yeah, they gave up the point control early, but then they played it really good. Specifically, OKS, he reclaimed that point space very easily, and an early pick by Rildo on the Void with the right pick. It's a great pick.
Yeah, we do lose Dongwaggler to the wall though to Leon Quada. But Riddle does get the trade back out, and he's looking for a rock and does get the pick onto Fatal here. I don't know, you're playing into this slow comp for the Empanadas. I know the Empanadas have a Sig in them, but it looks like they don't really want a match coming in with the Ramatra.
Okay. They're looking to go hard on their Sigma, I would assume here. No ultimates yet. Highest is 64 for the Lucio. It's not a good look.
Yeah, we do see OKs here with the Flux coming out as they're trying to go back to point side as the entirety of the Empanadas take Drum. I mean, Stabling, you do see the Flux comes out, does get the Ramatra at 1 HP. The cleanse, but it's a little too early. Cleanse is a little bit too early as OKs is just able to walk on the backline. Does get Sonic Ronic coming in as OKs is our emergency ringer for Fancy, but Riddle does get the pick onto Fatal. And that's just going to be another fight win coming into possibly last fight territory when you have 4 more ults online here for the Swagosaurus squad.
They're so low, they're not going to relent here. They're just going to hold this. Okay, now they'll back off. I mean, they have 4 ults here, everything but Flux, and kind of even. I mean, they have the Sojol, they have the B and the Kiri ult coming up for the other side. Going early here with the win.
Trying to build an ult before they're used. Both support ults come out by the Empanadas. 3 ultimates in favor of the Swagosaurus, everything but Overclock coming out onto the objective. Point is still clicking in favor. We do see the Ramatra form come out. The OC from Riddle Dog trying to get a nice pick. Nobody has fallen yet. You do see Leon Cuato does fall.
Oh, see that?
Unfortunate. Unfortunate C9 here going to first point in favor of the Swagosaurus squad.
And you really hate to see that because we were 80% to 2 ults there, and we had the Sojol already. Almost had Blade, almost had Annihilation, and we had Overclock, but no opportunity to use it there. That all kind of stems from that late Suzu, or early Suzu rather.
Yeah, on the Flux was just, it was milliseconds, folks. If you weren't watching, that is definitely something to look at if you want to look back afterwards. Anyway, we are still seeing the Hazard comp here from the Empanada. Is going to be favoring it a little bit more to go height side here on Mecha base, as it's going to be our second control point. We do see OKs on the Zarya, which in theory works better as long as you can live the dive, but you're just seeing with the Lucio Curie still. It's very interesting as they're both coming out swinging fast.
some
Neutraling
cute little
here.
neutral fight right now.
Yeah, Swagosaurus squad is not taking space. You see the Empanadas kind of just like already taking out this entirety of height as the objective is still opening up. Neither team has taken really much poke damage yet. We do see Leon Kuwata going fast onto Para. Does get out though with just the TP. Okay, does go in the backline, uses one bubble, high energy, no bubbles. If you could just force out the Zarya, they're gonna be dying. Zarya falls on the one, doesn't get the cleanse, but Dong gets Void. Okay, does get the pick onto Sonic. You lose Voyager and Sonic Chronicle very early. Your hit scan and your flex support. You just have to kite. Well, we do see OKs, you're sitting at about 72% energy coming out. We do see this DPS swap. Oh, the whole tank lineup and DPS swap.
One thing I really like to see there was how good Para was at keeping up OKS with all that charge. That was a great game. And it shows with the 65% ult charge compared to Sonicron's 50. That's going to very pay off in the future.
Yeah, first bubble does come out by OKs coming out, swinging hard. That's cleanse as well. I think the queen here is not going to work in favor. I think you need to go. Oh, Wiggle Hill does get two, gets Voyager and Leon. They're going fast. They're swinging, trying to go clean 0-2-0. Dong does get big onto Sonic as we're going back to spawn. I don't think the queen is going to work too good into here, especially when you have Azari who's already at 100 energy coming into 40%.
I saw Fatal and Paradox over on this like left off angle where we currently see Voyager with the Torb turret setting up. And
Wing come out, Leon does get on the Dong Waggler. You do see the Kitsune and the grab coming up by the Swagosaurus as they clean up on Leon and Sonic Chronic. They're up right now. Currently they're up. I believe they lost only one. There's OKs walking in further, 100 energy, looking to get out Fatal or Paradox. Fatal does fall down. Looking to get another person, but it has to kite as the whole team is coming back.
Very late picks, so that's going to be great for them. An early pull axe was great, but here we go into the next fight immediately. Great
Kitsune cleansed out, all came out right away. I mean, took too much damage in the pre-fight that when you popped out Kitsune, you just had to stable your queen.
That was great ult tracking. From probably Wiggle Hill or one of the supports, they immediately respond to that Kitsune with an amp.
Objective is starting to flip here. We're at 90%. Shao's already out. You're going to see the OC come out by Riddle and the Ajax onto Paradox.
Oh, no!
Oh, Molten Core
it's
comes down, but
disastrous.
Riddle gets the second one on Voyager. OKs gets Sonic. Dong gets Leon. It's going to be the map winner.
Yeah, they're
unless
gonna
you
have
can
to come
see
back
somebody
quick.
Coach touch. Somebody has to touch. Who's he going to be? You see Torb going underneath. We have
He
4%
has the
left.
Molten Core.
3,
He has to touch.
2, 1.
Oh, he couldn't
And
get
that's
there in
going
time.
to be the map in favor 2-0 to the Swagosaurus squads here.
Very clean.
With
From
the first
Swagosaurus.
Ajax, hopefully the only of the series, but you never know.
Someone tag Cole real quick.
Somebody
counter.
bring ball.
This ends now.
Please.
Make the 18
Oh,
down
and
to
it's
0.
on play of the
You can See it
game.
here in the play.
2 HP as well.
Recharging.
Thread and a dream. Now stay tuned, guys. We are going to go to a little short here, 2-minute break, as both teams figure out, when we're going to see the Empanadas figure out what they're going to play into the
Adjustments definitely
Swagosaurus
needed.
squad.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it. beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 7, Week 3. Swagosaurus versus the Mpanda Empanadas. As we're going into Circuit Royale after an unfortunate Ajax in C9 coming out on the Busan, leading out with a 2-0, coming in with the Widow map, seeing ETC. We might see some nice little headshots. We're going to have to see how both teams are coming out swinging.
It's looking like the classic Circuit Royale SIG map comp. It's going to be coming out with an Alari Widowmaker from the Empanadas here.
Yeah, Alari Bap is going to be pretty interesting on a attacker side. You'd expect to maybe see it on the defender side. We are going to see the Tor Bash coming out here from the Swagosaurus squad versus the Widow Sojourn by the Empanadas, and we're just gonna the amount of poke here you see by the Empanadas. You have 4 hit scan players,
Seriously.
all gunning it, looking for that Zenyatta Wiggle Higgle, but they don't know that yet. We're gonna have to see how they come out here swinging on this first corner versus the Swagosaurus squads.
Yeah, Swagosaurus is all kind of playing together on this high ground. Wiggle Higgle is definitely going to be looking for some 5 balls onto a squishy.
Oh yeah, a little bit of neutral link coming out, you know, just the standard Overwatch Circuit Royale experience where you just play poke. We do see ETC getting his little angle established here. Looking at OKs. You're gonna see Leon walking up high ground. First corner went without a breeze. As Fatal does get the pick onto Riddle. Very unfortunate though. Coming out, Empanadas are up one person. OKs falls on the half. Lamp is forced. You just have the Widowmaker marking this whole side as they're going to come back as the Swagosaurus squad retreats.
And not much they can do here without... Oh, and there's another pick.
Oh, Voyager getting picked by Wiggle Higgle. It's just going to be a very fast .1 stagger after stagger. It's not what you like to see, folks. As OKs is going to be forced to touch while down your Lari or your Zenyatta. As Voyager gets Dong and Fatal gets Para, Lamp is already gone. It's just OKs on the objective with the poke from Riddle Dog. As that's going to be .1 in a minute 15 seconds here, but Wiggle does get his one on Fatal before the objective gets fully captured. With 5 minutes left here, coming into .2.
Yeah, any doubts that I could have had about the Lari pick on the offense was immediately squelched by 2 picks, like back to back. Great play from ETC, consistently landing dinks onto like the heavy targets. So we'll now see a May come out over the Torbjorn.
Blocks from OKs does come out, hits 3.
It's massive.
Lamp comes out, Riddle does clean it on Fatal, ETC getting Para back, and Riddle does get Sonic Ronic as Voyager's trying to get out with her live, but OKs just punches him down. It's just going to be ETC trying not to get staggered. Does get the wave respawn with Voyager though. I mean, you are on defense, that's your first ult, but hey, you gotta get momentum.
Only using 1 ult there is very ideal. Coming up for the Empanadas is 5 though, so you're gonna have to be very careful coming up into this next fight and use your cooldowns very conservatively.
Oh yeah, we do see sights come out by ETC very early in the fight. Going for the jump shot,
Boom.
but no, Sonic gets the pick on Para. You're going to see the Lari ult comes out, not blocked, hits 2. Any follow up on that? Or it does get Wiggle, and Wiggle does fall with Fatal getting Riddle and Fatal getting OKs after that. I mean, hey, Fatal's getting picks, but Donga's get there 1. And self-staggering.
Yeah, I don't
Heavily
like this at all.
self-staggering.
I really don't like this. I really don't like this.
Wait.
Oh god. It's disaster.
Unfortunately, I can't approve of using 2 ults like that.
Lance traded
Immediately.
out Windows.
A third one
They
comes
have
out.
a
Bob
serious
does go
chance of
back
winning.
far though. Bob can't
goes
touch.
long.
A 4th one comes out. They're really struggling to hold on to this point, but hey, OKs does get Voyager. Sonic falls down to Riddle, and then I'm sorry, that's just too sloppy of a fight. You cannot be happy with burning 4 ultimates for the cost of 2.
They won that technically, but 4 ults there, and that's only gonna happen once, I think. There's no chance that that's gonna work again. I really also don't like what I saw from Dongmago. Like, I guess it worked with the stall, but
It's just too risky. ETC
Yeah.
going for the jump shot.
oh,
Does not hit any. Coming out, you do just have the OC versus the Flux. You need to go fast with OKs here. You have to go fast. You have to be able to build your team more energy fast. If you play too slow, you're gonna let the Voyager coming out with the Captive Sun coming fast. Flux does come first, does get Fatal. Any follow-up, Fatal does live with Lamp as well. I mean, now Fatal's just gonna be able to overclock and walk as far as they want up this corner. Because there's no response here by the Swagosaurus, as OK's falls have. Fatal does use the overclock as predicted. The rock on Leon does get picked by OK though. Wait, the fight is won with a -1 all it used. Pulled up the
incredible wall by Dongmago there. He immediately made
value
up for his
nuts.
previous sins.
not only
They're just
that,
gonna
all
keep
you have
going.
here,
They're just gonna keep going.
OK's get DTC on the rock kill and Dong gets the headshot on the Sonic Ronic. Lamps out, Voyager's gotta try to get out and live, which is successful. I mean, what a good fight. I'm not gonna lie to you, because now you're against the support ultimates and Sights, which Sights is not really an ultimate, sorry to hear Widow mains. But coming out here, you have 3 ultimates, both support ults, and the
Jump shot.
Blizzard already coming out. Guys, Swagosaurus.
Oh, the
No,
jump shot.
the window, it's just too aggressive. It's not enough sustain, and that's just gonna be 1 ultimate for 1 ultimate, but well, 2. It gets etc. His ult does get used too on the Widowmaker, but that's gonna be a capture. I mean, you held for 4 minutes on second. Even though that was a sketchy fight when we burnt 4 ults, you guys did your job. You won the fight. Go ahead, go crazy. Coming into the last point with 2:30 on the clock.
An early etc. jump shot actually found Riddle Dog low enough for just a quick little cleanup from, I'm pretty sure, Fatal. An early lamp, by the way.
Flux comes out by OKs. Is he gonna hit
From
anything?
Leon, it went wide.
Was it Leon? I thought
Yeah.
it was OKs. Did it hit it? I didn't see if it hit. I don't think it
He
did.
went wide right.
Oh jeez. Etc. does get the pick onto Riddle Dog though. Coming out, fights in favor of the Mpandas, the attacking team, as Fatal falls onto half HP. Lamp is forced out. Coming out, points coming. The Blizz comes out onto the Sig and the Alari.
That's
The
value.
value. You used 1 ult on the defending side versus for the Flux, but the Flux, Leon, you're already at 50% back to your next Flux. Wait a minute.
I'm not mad at that if I'm Leon. You know, it's kind of bittersweet. You missed
Oh,
the
the
Flux.
rock!
Oh my,
you
where
have
is
to, you
it?
have
A
to, you have to
Flux?
trade out the Flux coming out, rock for rock, Flux for Flux.
Just a series of unfortunate events going on. Leon is very low. He's got to play slow for a little
I don't
bit.
know if these players are going a little crazy in the head, but hey, that's what we like to see here in Aurora. As we're gonna come out to possibly the last corner here, minute left on the clock. We're gonna have to see how the 2 ultimates here by the Mpandas versus the 3 ultimates from the Swagosaurus really pans out.
Yeah, if things are going bad for the Mpandas, you gotta get out quick. Just to give yourself another chance at a fight. But, Bob really.
The rock
Using a
hit.
wall.
Do you live? Leon lives.
Incredible
He's
sustain.
walk in front of the window. Walk in front of the window. Get the heal from your team. Window and Bob. You're gonna see the window come out here by the Swagosaurus squad. Leon falls onto 1 HP. Just stable. The window was used a little bit too early here, in my opinion. But never mind. Mark me wrong. UDC Riddle getting the pick onto etc. As Leon falls onto half HP with the May, and the Lamp comes out 1 HP. Fatal.
Flux
Everybody
in,
on the
you gotta kick him
team.
off.
15 seconds left on the clocks. You're gonna see Flux come out, get traded for. Yup, getting traded for Transcendence. That looks about right.
And
You do
Lamp.
lose Lamp. 5 seconds left on the clock. You do have OC. OC's your winning card here with Sights.
Yeah, they,
OC does get
splits
ripped
off.
by Fatal, and the Captive Sun by Voyager hits 1.
The sustain
Doesn't
is
the
not
pick
there.
onto Riddle. You just have to sit point as a team. Hard stack point, push anybody who drops. You have to burn OKs if you want to look for possibly an overtime afterwards, if there is one. Etc. does get etc. gets 1, etc. gets 2, looking for a 3rd. Etc.
Here's
gets
the
3.
third.
Coming out OKs gets picked by Leon. Riddle does get the pick onto Fatal, but gets rocked. And that's, I don't know. It looked rough, but
Just
it was pulled out with a nice 3 minutes or third point capture. 0 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, I saw some incredible feel from Voyager and Sonic Chronic, managing to keep Leon through that entire minute plus overtime, letting him build that flux, hit the 4-man, forcing out Lamp and Transcendence from that. That was incredible feel from Voyager and Sonic. And then
Oh,
ETC
yeah.
obviously coming through, cleaning it up with 3 picks.
2
Just-
headshots and a body shot go crazy.
Oh yeah, just
Get in the
great
pick so
cleanup.
your team can possibly go to overtime if it goes that far. But hey, if you're an Mpandas fan, you're not even looking for overtime. You're looking for a first corner hold here. As we are going to see the Pharah and the Hanzo coming out from the Swagosaurus squad. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you gotta think this is just Spawn Room goofs, but there is a world where this is definitely real for the Pharah pick. The Hanzo pick I can also see, but for the Pharah, I'm gonna see her probably going over the top of the building. I like it. They're gonna stick with the Zen. They're gonna stick with the Bat. They're gonna stick with what they're comfortable with. I like that they're not mirroring, trying to do any silly business. They know that they're comfortable on Zen. They're just gonna keep it. Because the backline was definitely a pro. For the Swagosaurus squad.
Oh yeah, coming out here. It seems like they are going to stick that. I guess the Hanzo is here to contest ETC a little bit more, just preventing ETC from just doing whatever they want. As their points go into the first corner like usual, just standard neutral.
Playing this far here against this Widow is going to be a little rough. Because we did see her try to go over the top, but immediately pressured out by the Widowmaker.
Leon opting to hold close on the cart, split from their team. Does back up though, realizes the point he's going to get pushed. Does Fancy have rock lineups? Gur Ringers. Spoken by Paradox.
I'm going to go with yes.
Up.
Yeah.
Panini says yes. Cool. Look at that. Lamb comes out. Okaze doesn't get the pick on a Sonic Chronic though. That's unfortunate. And then Okaze is going to fall down to 1 HP. Wait, it was winnable for a second, but the Lamb from Para just stables her team. And not going to lie, this is kind of reminding me of the first point of last fight.
Yeah.
Possibly. If we see another stagger, I'll say it. I think this just looks like standard Overwatch. Coming out as your team stables to get to the last corner of the objective. You can't lose anybody, but Riddle does get the pick on the ETC, unfortunately, and Voyager gets lamped as well, 1 HP, trying to get out with their life.
Yeah.
Dong does get the pick on the Voyager, though. Coming out, Leon does get the rock on OKs, but Lamb gets traded out. Sonic Chronic is the last one near point. And that's going to be capture 1, and we're going to see ETC, which is primarily known as the Widow player of the league, going over to the Soldier 76 to help contest this Pharah. Thoughts?
I feel like there's better options, but I'm not upset with a Soldier pick. Like, I can definitely understand. I've seen Barbecue play it, and he's a great Soldier player. So, I'm fine with this Soldier pick. There are 3 ultimates coming up for the Empanadas compared to the 5. Oh, and they're going to go early. But they know they have
The rock from Poi!
It's beautiful.
Hit onto Voyager. And then Wiggle Higgle getting the pick onto Leon, Riddle getting Sonic. That is a clip, folks. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. It's a very
I had that
clean
going
run.
in my SIG montage, you know?
If I'm OKS, that's getting posted on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm lying and putting that in my montage saying it's my ult account.
Yep.
Anyways, coming in, we
Okay.
do see the flux coming out by Leon. Looking on the defense, trying to get OKs. OKs falls onto 1, misses the rock, but ETC does get the pick onto it. Objective is still being contested. The barrage is nobody's looking at it. You don't have gravitic grasp to cancel it out. As Fatal falls down and Voyager falls on Sonic. Last one to go is ETC. This is scary, folks. Last point with 5 minutes. Now you're really glad you capped third last fight. Or last point. Last map. Last half. Oh jeez,
Something
I
like
can't
that.
speak, guys.
Something like
Something.
that.
Last something, you know.
While I do like that they did manage to cap that, they do not have any ults. Their closest is 50 for the Dragon. And if I'm the Empanadas, I want to go quick here with the OC. Roadhog is very low.
Yeah, depending on how the neutral goes, I think you can actually might be able to hold those 6. You know, yeah, they're gonna have 0 response. ETC getting split from his team as a high ground though, does get picked by
There's
OK's
3
Dong
back
and
here.
Para. There's 3 sitting high ground. ETC's up. Nobody's calming. You have to look for frontline
not
trades
burning.
right now if you're Leon, but you lose your Voyage due to Riddle. Trade it out. Unfortunately, you just had to play fast if you see your team getting stuck up there.
Yeah. I like the idea of playing split on like one person on the high ground, but there it seems like they definitely had a game plan to go up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
3
just gonna
people
find
walking up.
Fatal.
OK's does find Fatal again. We're going into last fight territory. 4 minutes on the clock.
Need to make a stand here.
Leon is stuck on low ground. ETC falls low ground too. What you just see the Swagosaurus squad having full control of this high ground, very dominant with 3 people having your Hanzo push the objective. Nobody can touch.
I mean, your best
Leon
hope
just
is
fell
that
down to
there are
point.
4 ults coming.
Yeah, you just need a stable. You have these 4 ultimates going. Both fluxes at the same
Synchronized
time.
fluxes. Leon's
Sig gets
goes wide.
fluxed, though. Para does get Fatal. Yard favor the attacking team. Voyager does get the trade back onto Para though. Okays does get etc. It's still in favor of this Swagosaurus squad. Now mega like very in favor is Okays gets a melee kill onto Sonic,
No,
and Dawn
Dom
gets
has-
Voyager and
oh.
Riddle gets Leon. And folks, we are going into overtime. 4 minutes versus 1. 4:04. That's like an error code if you're a programming nerd, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's
Or
also an error
programming
code for the Empanadas. That was not looking good there.
I think it's just rough that you just couldn't play the Widow into it, but you're also just split yourself so high. Unfortunately, you just had to take the staggers. We're going in. With the Empanadas coming in first on their attacker side with 1 minute on the clock.
That is rough. I mean, they gotta make some miracles happen. I mean, there is some excellent positioning coming in here from the Swagosaurus squad, especially from OK's. I mean, he's always finding these high ground angles to just like poke the hell out the Empanadas, and there's nothing they can really do because they're playing that Sigma. There's nothing he can really do to get up there. They're going to be playing Ash for Fatal. Voyager is onto the Zen off of the Alari. Not sure how
Yeah.
to feel about that.
I think they're just trying to poke out the Pharah from Dong Waggler if we do see it. Dong is a little bit hesitant on his pick here.
Indecisive. Sojourn. that's
Maybe
what he's gonna
forgets
go.
there's 15 seconds left, but does switch to Sojourn. You're not going to be looking at anymore. ETC is still... I feel like this is the time to shine if you're ETC because you're on attack. You have attack, you swap. Just go play the Widow and try to get an early pick here on Para or Wiggle, and it's just a fight win, and you just slowly stagger your way out to 3rd point and win the game.
Yeah.
But we're going to see how they're going to make this minute count for them versus the 4 minutes of the Swagosaurus squad.
Yeah, if you're Swagosaurus, you're not upset here if you give up a fight or 2 because you know and you're confident that you can get up those 2 fights in your 4-minute time. Like, so they're probably going to play a lot more defensively, you know, very willing to give up space. Or they're just going to pump the gas and take out Voyager.
Riddle does
got
get
caught
Voyager very early on. You need to get out. You need to die faster, get out. Or just, you just have to live right now. If you get another stagger, that's going to be devastating. The Alari swap here from Voyager coming in, trying to stable. Dong does get Sonic.
Sojourn E is
You need
massive
to
there.
back up and stable. You don't have any supports. ETC, Fatal, and Leon are all 1 HP, and that's just gonna be so unfortunate. Somebody's got a touch here coming up. Nobody has health. Shield is already at 1 HP. You're just gonna be pressured by so many angles. As OKs goes behind, looking on the Voyager angle. Oh, now Leon falls on the 1
That's
HP, but
very
OKs is just taking up so much threat value up here. Hitting the rock, you trade Voyager for OK and Para. Wait a minute, the Empanadas are making a comeback.
That is a miracle.
You get rid of the flux here from OKs as Fatal does get Wiggle. No ultimates come online before. This is winnable for the Empanadas, as now you have an early window. You need to go very fast before you see this flux coming out from the high ground. I don't even know if they can, due to
Yeah.
still not having Wiggle or Riddle. You don't have time to touch. This is going to go into point 2. You just have to very care this flux. Do not all stack point, please.
Oh yeah, a massive flux from OKs is gonna prove devastating if it can land. I mean, a hero rock from Leon would be able to savage it, but ideally you're just not gonna want to be in that position. So they're gonna rush down to OKs, force out.
Fatal's on 1 HP and the lamp is already out. Para
Big
falls down.
flux.
Okay, is still one. You go for the pick now. Nice. Going to Riddle, going on to Dong. But you do get traded out.
I think that's fine though. I mean, that was perfect fight planning from Leon. He forces out the lamp, and then he makes them back out of it, and then he immediately pops the flux, picks up the BAP and the Sig, slams them back down, and they both had ult, so they couldn't respawn there. But like I said, they're very early Bob here from Fatal.
How coming out
It's just
fast
gonna
does
burst
get
it
burnt
down.
though due to the Zenyatta as well.
The lamp is used
How
on
do
it
you
too. Windows
Lamp
shredded.
comes out, Flux as well, who somebody has to touch. Yo, your backline getting rocked and slammed, and every ultimate on the field comes out here because, hey, you have 5, go for it. Now, that was very dirty defense here. You gave up almost 2 objectives all for 1 minute, unfortunately. But hey, if you can see the Empanadas do this with 1 minute, what's the Swagosaurus going to bring to the table with 4?
I mean, yeah, like I said, they're very comfortable giving up a fight or 2, or even 3 or 4, like I think I saw here. Overall, I think you're not upset with that if you're the Swagosaurus squad. You know, it definitely could have been worse, but you are going to want to be a lot more conservative with your BAP lamps if it's even possible, because that is what proved fatal in each of those fights I noticed. So we're going to see Cass from etc.
Interesting. They are fearing the scariest of what could be the DPS line here from the Swagosaurus squad on attack. As a single swap, like, you just can't. Because it's just attacking side, you get to swap whenever you want, but defenders, you only can really swap when you die. And they are playing very carefully. As you can see, their call is correct, in fact. As you're just going to see the Hanzo Forest still coming out from the Swagosaurus squad, as they're looking to just poke out and just win the poke brawl, and then hopefully steamroll from there, getting a stagger after stagger.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously map planned this out. They know they're going to play the Hanzo on the top, and the Far's going to go over the top S. That's what we're going to see. Far's approaching the right side, rocket jump up. Doesn't really find anything, as the Empanadas are playing kind of very conservatively back.
I mean, that's very fair for them. You just have to burn time. As long as you can just live, don't lose a single player. Hopefully you can slowly win the pokes, as OKs does get the pylon already from Voyager. Losing part of that stability as Dongwaggler does get ETC.
Yeah, Fatal, Sonic, and etc. were all just grouped up together, and if you're a Far, you're just going to love that.
Hayes cleans up 2 on Fatal and Sonic coming in. Objective is already around the corner, folks. As we're already getting close halfway through first point. You need to get out and live right now. You cannot get staggered anymore whatsoever.
Looks like they're going to pump the brakes a little bit. That's his team's return. That's the lamp out. And yeah, they're going to take that, and most of their lineup is going to return back to the objective, relinquishing this high ground to the enemies.
Yeah, first point does get capped here. No swaps. You do see the Soldier Ash still coming out from the Mpandas. You are playing technically a faster comp, and hey, they went fast and they pulled it off. Getting the pick onto Dongwaggler, you just have to get their momentum, win this fight, and that's going to be another minute off the clock with a minute 40 left. In theory, if you can just stack and stable and win this brawl, but we're going to have to see how they do it. Oh, the missed proc leads to the lamp getting used fast by Sonic. Ronic, you have to stable. You have both support ults coming out. You do lose etc. fast due to OKs. And the Eaton. The captive sum getting eaten by OKs. You have to use your window in response to have just more point pressures. Now both support ults for the Swagosaurus come online. Is everybody on the Swagosaurus is 1 HP. Speaking of which, Fatal getting the pick onto OKs. You're opting to save the Transcendence for another fight. As you know, both the support ults were used by the Mpandas.
Staggers coming out, which, I mean, they kind of need that. They need any time that they can get taken off of that clock. That was pretty flawless from the Empanadas. I mean, I saw a lot of errors there. Once I saw the Voyager ultimate get E, I thought it was gonna kind of be Jove. But they stabilized very quickly. They didn't let it get to them.
I thought you gotta play fast here for on the Pandas. You're down. You're down resources. You just lose window on the car. And that's gonna be the window and Transcendence coming out just for the Bob stack and for the Flux. But you did get the barrage out from Dongwaggler before. And you're going to get this picks. Actually, wait, it's going to be a winning fight.
Easily,
as you still had all 5 alive. You use 2 ults for 2 ults. I'm not sad if you're on the defense. You just have to care the DPS ults is you don't have a response for that. You need to hold close and poke and give space. If you
I'm
are holding too far back, they're just going to be able to get the barrage on any angle, multiple sides.
I'm very happy with that if I'm an Empanada. I mean, both support ults getting traded out. Well, not traded out, actually. It was a Bob and a Flux trade out for both support ults, which is great. However, there's a looming threat of a Barrage and a Dragon. That's going to be very good for zoning. Except they're very low. You can't let any picks. They're very low. I mean, they're going to have Visor. They're going to have both support ults. This is very winnable. An early Dragon will come out.
Dragons comes out, forces Voyager out of position. The lamp from Sonic gets used too. Objective getting close. Both support ults trying to win this fight here and now. Riddle does get hit by the Sunburst. But Voyager's not able to
Voyager's
clean
gonna
up,
go
does
very
get
far in.
extended. Trying to get his 1-for-1, which is not what you want to look at on the defense, as Riddle was now going to get Sonic Ronic. You're going to see the visor from ETC trying to stable, but the shield from OKs is just putting the pressures. OK's going to see ECTC, and the Flux hitting Leon as it's going to be, unfortunately here, or fortunately, don't know what team you're really rooting for, as I believe that's going to be now 2-0 for the Swagosaurus squads as they clean up with 5-4 on Circuit Royale.
I mean, I really liked what Voyager was doing up until that last fight. I mean, I know that you really want that pick, but I mean, going that far in is just way too bold, and honestly, not even worth it for going to the Hanzo. That's not gonna prove good in any scenario.
Now, folks, Fancy does come back and taking over the place of OK's our ringer. It might be a good ringer moment. You never know. There could be a reverse sweep. But hey, you are going to learn that right after the short little break.
beats are the purest.
I will never forgive you!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 7, Week 3 with the Mpanda Empanadas versus the Swagosaurus squad. As we're going to see, we're up here 2-0 in favor of the Swagosaurus squad after going to an overtime, nail-biting 4 minutes versus 1 minute overtime that came down to the wire on Circuit Royale. As you're going to see some pretty interesting comps coming out. What are your thoughts?
I mean, fancy ball, I mean, yeah, that's to be expected. And then Lucio Kiri, Sombra Symmetra, that is a strange comp to say the least. And then probably a more classic comp coming in from the Empandas.
Yeah, right now what we're seeing here from the Swagosaurus squad,
Going on, I mean, we can see setups coming in. Voyager over onto the Widow, he's going to look for a jump shot. I can't help but root for it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's see.
Defend objective A.
Going up. Oh, gets Rue very low. Just too little damage. On another target that probably would have executed. Taking head position. Looking for a dive. Leon is onto the Winston, by the way. That anti comes out from Fatal. Leon getting a lot of chip damage, but he's gonna have to leave sooner, or else Rue's gonna burn him down. Now Rue's on the receiving end of a burn as Sonic Chronic dashes into him and he'll take him out. Real Dog falling very low. I don't know if he has Translocator. As the dive is gonna come from Leon onto the fire. And we're gonna stabilize our team's gonna have to. Or Fancy rolls into Sonic Chronic, taking him out. It's a very back and forth fight. It's wiggled for the Swagosaurus is taking out. Fancy slept and antied 1 HP, but he'll escape, grab a Mega. A tick will come for the Empandas. Fancy has returned to the fight. The Echo falls 1 HP and is taken out as Fire is traded. Very low heals for the Swagosaurus squad. But they're just gonna stabilize. The fight comes to a null area. And
yeah, we are going to see probably the Nano Monkey soon, as Wheeler does get forced down to low ground. Sonic falling down to 1. We do see the Nano Monkey coming in onto the backline. Sim falls down to 1 HP. He's not able to get picked out. Leon's got to leave now. You're going to go die. using the primal, forcing out. We do see Dupe onto the ball, fighting on a point. Kitsune comes out by fire.
Kitsune. It's a paved highway in the middle of a rural area. So pretty much just a cleanup coming out for the Mpandas. This isn't
Yeah,
trying to
Mpandas.
happen.
Gonna get the second tick here as Fancy's still alive on this ball character, coming in for a little last swing for final touch.
Maybe a recontest? Yep.
Yes, he
Mine's
does,
coming out,
using
they
the
can win
mine.
this.
As we do see the monkey. Oh, we do have the monkey playing maybe Minesweeper. No, Riddle does fall down to 1 HP. Does he get picked by Paradox as they're holding the bottom left door? Leon falls down to 1 HP. You just have to go on to the point. Fire falling down. As Leon's kind of cleaning up. Objective is still not capped though, folks. We're going to see Sonic fall down to Rue. Wait, this is entirely winnable. You have EMP, you have beat in favor of the Swagosaurus squad. As there's no more ultimates here for the Empadas. You see the EMP come out, does get the pick onto Voyagers. Leon's gonna have to get forced out, and that is a 3-minute
miracle.
fight one. 3 minutes, folks. 3-minute fight one. 3 minutes.
And Fatal's gonna get picked late. I mean,
There's gonna be 15 seconds before the next team fight team.
it's cinema. It's absolute cinema from Fancy there. I mean, the late contest at 97% into the minefield, allowing for Riddle Dogs to come with a fat EMP, not numerically, but the quality of that EMP, finding Voyager and Leon when they were ready and prepared to go on the dial into the backline, shutting that down before it could even happen.
Yeah,
It's
you do see the Nano Blade coming out by Sonic and Fatal. Possibly
Fatal.
Voyager falling down to half. You're gonna see probably the beat come out for it.
Leon's gonna stay in there and move down. Oh, there's the Nano.
The Blade and
Nano.
Primal coming out in the backline. There's 2 fights coming out. There's a backline of one team getting harassed by the front line and another backline getting harassed by the other. Far away, we see the Nano Primal come out. Does get the final 2 in the corner. Fancy still on point as he's just trying to win against with a second mines. You have to
Another
touch your second left on the clock. Who's touching? Clear the mines out. Let your monkey drop, but monkey dies. Fatal and Paradox by themselves versus Wiggle Higgle and Fancy. Voyager comes back on the Tracer trying to live. Fancy's half HP. The rally from Paradox. Fancy falls on the 1 HP. Is he going to be able to live? Hazard by Leon swapping, trying to get both supports fall. It's just going to be DPS and Hazard coming back. This is going to be a full hold as Sonic's the last one on point. 1 HP, and now that's going to be leaving it for Leon. Now, have you ever seen a map that has been 2 team fights? 4 minutes,
mean,
2 team fights.
Score
unprecedented work.
to 0. Switching
That was 2 of the best tanks, probably. Just duking it out right there. I mean, in that last fight, they traded backlines, and the results spoke for themselves as several fakes came out for both. Trading the backlines, it looked like it was actually going to end up in favor of the Mpandas, and maybe they were going to clean it up with, only needing a tick to continue, but it just wasn't enough. As Fancy with some, incredible stalling work on the ball, and then hitting Paradox, or maybe Paradox walked into the mines. I don't know, but that was crucial, Paradox sign. Now we're going to see Voyager on Torbjorn for defense to try and just hold down the fort. And Diva.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see the exact same comp come out. Remember, as I was telling you, look out for the anti-dive from this comp. It's so weird to think that this comp would be anti-dive, but who do you ever jump on this comp? On the Swagosaurus squad? Who do you go on?
There's no one. There's no one you can dive. I mean, you're going to look at the positioning. Obviously, you can't dive the Diva. The Torbjorn has the overload, and then Paradox has armor, and then you can pack Fatal and Sonic.
The other two.
There's nothing you can really dive here. Unless you're like very coordinated and all go together on an isolated target, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, the other team, the ball team is Swagosaurus.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
anyways,
sorry.
coming out here, everybody just has
Brilliant.
movement. That's the thing to get away on. As you're gonna see
Yes.
first fight coming out, as you're just gonna see the entire coast side swap by Fancy, Riddle, and Fire.
Never doubt Fancy. He can probably make something there.
I mean, the entirety of the Empanadas are just getting all coursed, all in the high ground. As Fancy's able to roll through 3.
Set up in the back line. Get ready for another dive.
Yeah, Fancy coming out. Fatal does get dropped if any team's able to follow up. Paradox falling down 1
Yeah.
HP does get picked by Fancy. Coming clean. Ana gets. You do see Paradox getting very low. Paradox already found. Voyager and Sonic getting picked out. Now Leon's getting hacked. Lucio swapped for Paradox trying to get back to the objective. You have 97% to give, but how much longer can you actually do it? 3 on cart. You have the sim turrets. Lucio going for the touch. Unfortunately hacked, simmed, balled, and that's
Everything. Following some staggers, that's gonna be it. Clean 3-0 sweep from the Swagosaurus squad over the Mpandas. GG's will come out.
I mean, this was like the one dominant map, other than maybe the second objective here, coming out on the Busan.
I mean, yeah, you can just see the work from Fancy. It doesn't look impressive, but I mean, he's just doing all the right things. There are no real cons to his game.
I mean, he was able to do so much. Now it's time for maybe my favorite part of the night. We get to pick an MVP. I got one of 3 people. Okay, I'm looking at Wiggle Higgle.
Yep.
Going off as a king, you know,
Mhm.
never just playing his game. I'm looking at Riddle Dog coming in, especially with the Hanzo performance, with his duo Dong Waggler on the Circuit Royale. And the third option is possibly Fancy, but I think I don't know. He was only here for 1 map, so I'm kind of leaning towards Riddle or Wiggle, due to that just more consistent for the 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Fancy, if he'd been here the whole time and he was putting out that performance, it would be him without a doubt. But I think only playing that 1 map kind of rules that out. I'm very tied up between the 2. I mean, if I had to choose, it would probably. Who did Riddle play again?
Riddle was the
Refresh me.
Hanzo, he was the Sombra,
Okay.
and I think he played Soj on Busan.
Okay. I think I'm gonna get it or give it to Wiggle Higgle for me. That's
Wiggle
where my
Higgle.
vote lies.
Alrighty, let's see if the mysterious gods can Wiggle Higgle in here, known as admins.
Please.
Possibly? Maybe?
Oh.
Welcome, Wiggle Higgle, on
Welcome,
getting the
MVP.
MVP here
Oh.
for your week 3 game. How does it feel coming out with a 3-0? Especially dominant on Parisia.
Yeah, feels pretty good.
Alrighty, was there any part of any of the 3 maps where you were kind of scared, possibly going to maybe a map 4 or map 5, or did you feel pretty confident throughout the entire thing?
I think the Widow circuit felt very oppressive. That was pretty annoying, so that's what
I mean, I would agree. You just saw ETC pop off, I think, at the end of their attack, getting the 3
Yeah.
picks, leading for the capture. But you guys were able to clean up with the 4 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Alrighty, coming out. Like, what was your team plan on the ball? Like, what's the
Oh.
thought process behind that?
So we kind of scrimmed it a little bit, and it kind of popped off, and so like our dive used to not be too great, but then we kind of scrimmed that and discovered it was pretty good, so we just tried it out there.
So, was the Circuit Royale comp with the Pharah Hanzo, has that been like scrimmed out and thought out plentiful? Because it seemed like on offense it was an insta-lock onto the Hanzo and Pharah, and she just went over to the right side. For the pokes, was that a planned out scenario, or was that in the moment?
I don't think we've tried the Pharah out, but I think Dong has been practicing his Pharah, so yeah.
Alrighty now. If you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna ask the question of the night. I love to ask. Everybody here does, you know. It's the one question you always look at. Unless you have any more you want to go into. Alrighty. Wiggle, if you were not MVP of your game tonight, who would you give it to and why?
Ooh. Maybe Peoa. I feel like he was talking a lot more than usual, and he was playing really well. I'd give it to Peoa.
Alrighty, well, this has been a fun night, guys, watching this, the game between the Swagosaurus Scott and the Mpanda Empanadas. As you see, it is a 3-0. I'm WYND, joined here by DantehFanFan with our prodder Booney and our MVP Wiggle Higgle, and I hope you guys have a great night. I believe our next game is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thursday versus the Barrier Reef Blajas versus the Baja Blasters, so stay tuned for that when it comes out tomorrow. Anyways, this is all. This has been Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 7 Week 3, and stay tuned, folks, for tomorrow. Have a good night.
Have a good night.